What's going on, everybody? It's Dot Bets. We're checking back in. We got the On the Dot, the Open Championship live stream. We got Teaser Nation in the house. We got House Money 16 with us as well. We are excited to break down the last major championship of the 2022 season, which is pretty insane. I think it just flew by. I really don't. Man. I think Teaser and I were talking earlier. I think it literally just flew by. We can't even believe it's the last one. But we will send it out at St. Andrews. So we are very excited to get going. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the YouTube channel. I'll put a banner up now. If we get to 100 subscribers, there'll be a $100 giveaway. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that thumbs up. It'll go a long way for us on YouTube. It'll be a shorter stream tonight. It'll be about 30 minutes or so. If you guys have any questions, make sure you guys ask them. If you guys are on Twitter, you guys can leave a comment. We'll get to you guys later. If you're on YouTube or Twitch, you guys can leave one and we can put it up on the screen. So let us know who you guys are on. We're going to give some outrights, some placements, maybe a few matchups. We'll see what transpires, and then we'll talk a little bit about DFS. So, Teaser, on that note, House wants to break down I don't care. St. Andrews. So House Money, let's hear from you. How we doing?
Good, bro. How you doing tonight, man?
Whew. It's a good one. It'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm stoked. We're about 6 hours away from, not even 5 hours away from the first tee times. Webb Simpson in that first tee time. I wanted to mention right off the bat, right? You know how I like those first round leader T5 bets,
Oh yeah.
Webb, man, 2 of his last 4 starts, he's been inside the top 5 after the first round. Also, 3 of 9 starts in the Open, he's been inside the top 5 after the first round. My man's plus 1,600, and like I just said, he's in that very first tee time. So that's a bet that interests me a great deal this week. Anyway, man, we're talking just a little tiny bit about the course. I think the number one thing everyone needs to know before they make one bet on this is that there are an excessive amount of par 4s on the course, right? There's 14 goddamn par 4s. So be sure to check out how your guys do in par 4 scoring before you, click those names if you're still doing some here 6 hours before, the very first tee time. So 7 of those 14 par 4s are under 400 yards, man. So that's very interesting, right? Guys with a little bit of extra oomph off the tee are going to have a lot of eagle looks, a lot of really short, like lob wedges in their hand into the green, 30, 40 yards off, or, hopefully even right on the green for some of those guys. So, hey, that leads me into just a couple key stats I was looking at. Driving distance. Not a major weight on that, but I definitely want to look at that. That's a huge advantage, especially for guys like in the T40 market, like Wyndham Clark. So driving this,
like him,
right? Wyndham Clark, man.
Oh yeah,
I think a lot of guys like Wyndham Clark. I saw his T40 number drop through the floor. It was ridiculous, 280 it opened, and then it was 170 last I looked. So the 6 I was looking at, fellas, are driving distance, around the green, approach. That's the king. 3 putt avoidance, par 4 scoring, and putting from more than 25 feet. So the other thing I wanted to note about this course, man, is they have double greens, kind of like if you remember they have in Japan, like at the Zozo, they use 2 greens at those courses in Japan, one in this season, one in that, whatever. So these courses, these super old courses, they are 2 greens joined together. So they're like the hugest greens that you'll ever see as a professional golfer. So you're going to see a shitload of putts from more than 25 feet. And of course, the 3 putt avoidance plays into it with those huge ass greens as well. And then, dude, I wouldn't really look much at driving accuracy because it is wide open out there. It's like Kapalua, The only thing you can do is going to a pot bunker. Guys will a lot of times just lay up short of that. That's what Tiger did. He hit one driver in 72 holes, man, when he won here a while back. ZJ won here last time they played. Obviously, he's not long. So that's why I said the driving distance is more for like the, mid to lower tier guys, T40 guys. Right. Anyway, man, so we want to talk about these outright picks. The first guy on my list is definitely Cam Smith, and I know he's super popular this week.
Yep.
And I saw some of those roto guys trying to shit on his driving distance and driving accuracy. I think to drive ownership down because he just makes so much sense this week. So the stats I was talking about, right? Cam Smith is 10th in par 4 scoring, 32nd around the green. This is season-long stats. Mm-hmm. Most importantly, he's 11th in 3-putt avoidance and 16th in putting from more than 25 feet. There's a strong Augusta correlation. What was it? 8 of the last 10 winners had a prior top 3 at Augusta. I think that's what it was. Yeah, 8 of the last 10 own a top 3 at Augusta. We know about Cam's record at Augusta, man. It's been really, really good. Cam in his last 2 starts at the Open, T33, T20. So he's getting better in that regard. And I think we're all aware he was T10 last week in Scotland.
It's a quiet T10 too, because you don't even know he's there, but he still gets that T10. But yeah, so I'll just start off. I'm gonna not really give out much of my cards just for people watching. If you kind of want to DM me on Twitter, you can sign up with Hank and I's new VIP I'm doing. But I'll just throw out some names I like. First, I'll start with Cam Smith as well. I like him this week. The only really hole in the game, like you said, he's 100th in the field this week off the tee, which is, that's due to being inaccurate. So, like you said, it's really not a factor here at all. So I do like him. He's going to scramble. He's going to, put himself in position to score. I don't know what we're going to see. Maybe a semi-birdie fest. It could be the other way around. Who knows? I've seen a lot on the weather. I don't really like to look too much in the weather like I've kind of talked about on stream before. Obviously it is kind of helpful to look at, but for me, it's not the end all be all like some people kind of look at. So, I'm definitely going to look at him this week. And one guy I know me and Rory picks are on. I talk to him a lot. I know I'm going to be in this guy at something. I don't know. I won't tell what I'm in with him, but it's got to be Rahm. I have 18-1 on my site. That's the best number I've seen on him all year.
It's crazy.
I know some people that got him 21, which is, I know like people like to hate on the guy for, sometimes he's very emotional on the course and he hasn't lived up to his standards this year. But I mean, he's still been playing some pretty decent golf, I would say. I don't know if it's his standards, but I love the par 4 scoring like you were mentioning. Obviously we know how he drives the ball. He's 4th strokes gained par 4 in the field. He really checks out on my model. We didn't put it up this week, but off the tee, he's gonna be there. Like you said, House, there's a lot of 350 to 400 yard par 4s. So I look for him to get 20 yards around the green on most of those, hitting at 330 on that turf type fairway. So we're gonna get a lot of rollout. I think him just using that buttery cut there is gonna help him out a lot this week. I think he's gonna be in contention. So those are 2 guys I'm kind of looking at. Maybe I won't say in the outright department. So we'll see what I go with there. How about you, Dot? Anyone you're looking at?
Yeah, I'll piggyback there. I've been on Cam Smith for a while now, so I'm hoping that this is finally the week that he comes through. I was on him last week at Genesis. It
was a weird week, man.
I mean,
it was weird.
Yeah,
thought he was dead after Thursday.
Yep. And so I'm like, I'm just going to go back to it. That would usually take me away from somebody like that, but I've learned over the years, stick with it, go back with him. You're okay. So I got him at 22-1 for the outright. Yeah. But my other guy, I got 2 guys that are like my pillars this week in DFS and in betting. Hopefully they go well. It's Spieth and it's Cam Smith.
Okay.
A little bit more cashy than high risk in DFS, I would say, but I think it's the way to go this week. There's just no denying Spieth on a links course. He obviously enjoys playing golf on the links side of it. I don't think he's missed a cut here in the last several opens. Yeah, never. And then in the 15, when this was at Andrews, he was fourth. So I can't go wrong here with Spieth and Cam. I just hope they come to play with it. I'm pretty sure Spieth will. I'm pretty sure Cam will. So those are my pillars. Moving around, then I'll have some guys. One guy I want to ask you guys about real quick because I'm debating on if I should bet him or not on some kind of facet is Justin Thomas.
Oof.
He just he's like the guy. It was Spieth was that guy for me last week, and I was like he's a wild card. He could end up being really well and do well for you in DFS or in betting, and he ends up top 5 or top 10 or whatever Spieth was. So I'm thinking that's like a Thomas for this tournament. I just don't know if I have the nuts to end up betting him for sure.
I'll take it because that's my guy, JT.
I
know that the setting changes almost every year for an Open, but if you kind of look at his history at the Open and links courses, last week is gonna that turns me off him. That 10 over he put up, that's a no-go for me. Last year he came 40th. 2019 he missed the cut. 2018 he missed the cut. So it's like he's not really putting up anything really at links. So like we were saying, off the tee doesn't really matter sometimes with the accuracy, but for him, I just don't think his game fits here because Cam's more of he's a scrambler, but Cam's more of a scrambler. So I just really don't think he loves that links golf type thing. So I'm off of him. I'm not going to take him anywhere. So.
Whew. Yeah, man. I think there's a reason why they're offering you 22, 23, 24 to 1 on JT. First of all, I don't think people realize this, man. JT's down to 7th in the official world golf rankings. He's getting passed by some people, man. Mm-hmm. And the only wins he has recently, he had no pressure. He came way from behind and just, stormed the field, which he's capable of doing.
Right.
But I think that 22, 23, whatever that people are getting is a pretty reasonable number on JT. Like you said, he's had no success really on links courses, very little. And last week was just ugly. You're definitely getting a missed cut discount there, right? Like he's probably 19-20 if he finished his T20 last week. So, yeah, definitely no on JT. But you're talking about you got 2 pillars, man. My other one is Finau, man. I think Finau could show out in a big way here this week. And the third guy I really like outright, even though it's unlikely, Seamus Power, man. Seamus Power. Yeah, we're talking about the par 4 scoring. That fool was second on tour this year in par 4 scoring, man. He's also 19th on tour and putting from more than 25 feet. And then he's inside the top 90 in strokes gained approach, distance, strokes gained around the green, and 3-putt avoidance. So he's got the stats profile we're looking for. Augusta's first start there this year. He was T27, I believe it was. Yeah, T27. And let's see, Power, no history really at Renaissance, no real history at the Open either. So that's why he's 100 to 1. But I like his stats profile a lot.
Yeah, and I'm right there with you as well. I got him as a top 20 candidate.
Yeah,
at plus 225. So if someone out there doesn't have the nuts to do the outright, do the top 20 with me. So.
I agree with that. That was a name I was going to bring up too. The par 4 scoring is it's key to me this week, like we were talking about, man. And he's a guy that's he's a big dude. It's weird that he loves those short positional courses. As it is weird. It's weird, man. It's not his body type. He loves Pebble, he loves. He almost won there this year, kind of a meltdown.
He should have won there this year.
He was up 7 going into the weekend, but it's weird. He's good like that. And like you said, he's better putting from that 25 on distance. When you get him in that 10 to 20 range, that's where it's a little sketchy for him. But I like him as well this week. So
leading into that long putter, how are we doing with Willie Z this week?
I knew you were going there, man.
Had to go there.
No for me on Willie Z.
No Willie. Okay.
I know, man. I bet him a lot of T20s at a lot of events. I just think the discrepancy, his putting splits in majors between all his other events, that is coincidental. There's no way he can maintain that. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but he has putted so much better in these major starts where he's finishing
Yep.
T5, T10 than all of his other starts. That's the reason why he's finishing T10. Now, the ball striking gives him the chance to do that. He's definitely a top 10 ball striker in the world. I'd be insane to say otherwise. But I don't know if he's just going to continue to churn out all these top 10s every single major. Like at some point, he's going to not show up for a major, man. The
You would
putter's
think
not going to
so.
show up.
Yep. And
I agree with that completely. I will be fading him in a tourney matchup. Won't say who I'm taking over him, but yes, he is a fade this week.
Love it.
I completely agree with you there. He doesn't really have much experience except last week with the links courses since he's been on tour. That's really the only one miscut. That's kind of what we can go off of. But I do think, like you said, I think it's a little weird, the major split, but he's more of a U.S. Open, type course type of guy. He plays better there, I will say. I'll give him that. But I don't think he's a links type of guy. So.
Yeah, man. I mean, the putting splits aren't the only reason why he's performed well in these courses that are difficult where the scoring is going to be not very high.
Right.
That's excellent for him. That's ideal for him. So that's the main reason why he does so well in the majors. But those putting splits, I just don't think they're sustainable. Zalatoris is a hard no for me.
Perfect. So that's two big guns that are out. Okay, JT, and then we got Willie Z. That's kind of how I like to start out the tournament. It's okay, let's take out the big dogs that I don't have to worry about. And then you kind of go from there. So those are just little question marks that you always have to answer at the beginning.
Oh, absolutely, man.
But the top 20 market, I thought that was probably the best market to get some value. Top 40, you can kind of reach, but I think these are true good value plays here. I put a full unit on all three of these guys right here. So Cam Smith, I'm doubling down, plus 150. I got Max Homa, plus 170.
Me too.
And then I got Tony Finau, plus 160.
There you go. That's what I wanted to talk about.
So I'll lead you into the Finau there. Those three guys, plus 150 and above, I'll take those any day of the week.
Oh, you're goddamn right. T20 Tony, if you will. Now that they're lowering the odds on him, it's super ironic, man, because he seemed like he was overpriced before he had won, and now he had that rough stretch, whatever you want to call it, and now it seems like he's underpriced anyway. So Finau, 3 starts at the Open, guys. T15, solo third, T9. Those are the last 3 Open championships that have been played. And then I think everyone knows that he performs quite well at Augusta. Yep. But just to run through that real quick here, at Augusta, Finau, T35 this year was pretty much his worst showing. But in the last 5 years, he has a T10, a T5, and another T10. So 3 of the last 5 years, 3 of the last 5 versions of the Masters, he's finished inside the top 10. And the thing I wanted to point out here that's interesting, I think there's 2 recent U.S. Opens where they kind of set them up linksy style. I really wanted to check out those leaderboards. That was 2017 at Erin Hills and 2015 at Chambers Bay. What was Finau was T14 back in 2015 at Chambers Bay. So that was kind of before he really came into his own. That shows me something also. The dude is definitely comfortable with this links golf, man. As far as the stats go, 17th on tour this year and putting from over 25 feet, 27th in par 4 scoring, and 5th in approach. I really want guys that are crushing it with the irons. That's how Tiger won here.
Yep.
That's how ZJ won here. It is what it is. You got to be clicking with the irons to win here.
That's another guy, man, with that putting stat you're bringing up. It's kind of like the power thing when they get – it's weird, man. They're good from there, but then when you get them inside 25, it's like, let's pray if they can make some, But it
is weird. It is weird. You know what I think it is, man? And this is just my theory, but I think guys feel a little less pressure when they're 27, 28 feet away. It's like, oh, well, no one expects me to make this, so if it goes in, great.
Oh, yeah.
But then when they're 8 feet away, they're like gripping the stick. Oh,
that's true. That's a fair point. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Do we got any other? You guys any top 40s you want to give out?
I'm gonna bring up a name. I don't know how. I want to ask you guys about this guy. Well, first I'll start with Homa. What do you think about? I mean, I like Homa. I was on him last week. I cashed on a tournament matchup with him. I like taking him in these scenarios, but does it not like kind of turn you off when he's playing with Tiger in the first 2 rounds, or did you care about that? I mean, I don't know. It's getting in my head a little bit.
You know what? It's interesting, man. Do you remember we talked about this before the Masters, and we were kind of scared off of Neiman, and Neiman played really, really well. So we don't really know how Max is going to react. I kind of trust Max Homa. He's one of my favorite players. I think he's a real cerebral guy, and he's able to kind of stay in the moment and focus on his task at hand. Homa definitely has the stats profile that we're looking for here, guys. So we're talking top 100 in approach. He's 22nd. That's very good. 56th in distance. But top 100 in par 4 scoring, strokes gained around the green, and 3 putt avoidance. That's stuff we're looking for. I think anyone who bets golf regularly is aware of the fact Max has not done great in majors to this point in his career, but he did finally get his first top 20 at the PGA this year, so I think that was huge. And he was T40 here last year, and that was definitely a market where he would have been plus 150 or so, plus 200. I don't see that he's available really in the top 40 market this week. I wasn't really looking for him there because I don't think you can get much value on Homa T40 at this point, but I'm definitely betting him T20. T40 picks, though, fellas, one interesting one, man, is Kevin Kisner. You know, we're talking about guys who can sink these long putts. The greens in regulation percentage is going to be super high because the greens are just absolutely massive. Right. You remember some of the crazy-ass putts he made in Austin. He'll just make putts from everywhere if it's clicking for him. So Kisner, 39th on tour this year in putting from over 25 feet. He's also 49th in par 4 scoring. That's interesting. I don't think most people would have guessed that. And 23rd in strokes gained around the green. More importantly, Kisner was runner-up, man, at the 2018 Open Championship, and he was T30 at the 2019 Open Championship. He's plus 260 T40, so he's an interesting one. The other interesting one is Thumbs Up Boy, Tringali. Not a guy I'm a huge fan of at all. But, Tringali, man. What was he, like T26 in his Open Championship debut last year? Seems like he likes this link-style golf. That weirdo was, T6 last week? At the Renaissance, I think it was. Wait, I got it here somewhere. Tringali, T6 last week. No real experience at either of the Opens that I looked at. Nothing big, nothing at the Masters. But the stats for Tringali real quick here. Dude's exactly 49th in strokes gained approach and par 4 scoring. He's 56th in putting from over 25 feet. Inside the top, 80 and all the other stats. So that's really, really good, man, for a T40 play. And I think he was over. Yeah, he was plus 210 T40. I got him, man.
Yep.
And I wanted to talk about one guy, the Bob McIntyre. I'm telling you, there's some value on him this week.
Sure.
It's hard to back a guy like that, but like it's kind of hard to look past what he's kind of done in his, starts here, or not here, but at the Open. He came 8th last year, 6th in 2019 at the Open. So it's kind of hard to look past his links experience and what he does on them. So, I mean, it's always a good play. I think his top 20 was plus 350. So that's pretty enticing for me.
Yeah, it is. He's been tremendous at links golf, man.
Yeah, that's the thing. He just kind of, I don't know what it is. I'm not I know his game, but I'm not too familiar with it. So it's like, I don't know why he really clicks here. Maybe it's just because he kind of grew up on it because he's from Scotland, right?
I'm pretty sure.
It's kind of a home thing for him. So
I bet him last week. He disappointed me.
Yeah, and he kind of so it's maybe I'm taking him. I'll get him good this week if I take him. So we'll see on him. But I couldn't pass up the value on his. I feel like his experience on links courses. So
I think he's a very interesting name, man. Yeah. Definitely. You got another T40 you were thinking about, Dodd? It seemed like you were looking at something there, man.
Yeah, I have 3 of them. I'm afraid to even say one of the guys' names. I said it in the Discord earlier, and I got laughed at.
Wait, what? Who was it?
Patrick Reed.
I'm not going to laugh at that. I saw other guys liking that.
I am not in love with the guy, but I think you can get different with him. And I got a top 40 on him. I think he got last time they played in 15. He got 20th. He missed the cut last Open. Then he got 10th, and then 28th in 18. So
Yeah.
the course fits there. His recent form is not there, so that dictates low ownership in DFS. I'll take that.
Sure.
And I got a top 40 at plus 110. Other guy that I was just really, really surprised at this number, so I had to take it, was Corey Connors plus 100.
Yeah.
So
shocking.
I almost even took his outright. I don't think he would win, but I'm not, because there's just that's a big number to take. But I think Corey Connors plus 100 is a pretty safe bet this week. He's going to be, I would say, my third pillar of the two.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of mix and match. I'm gonna have Spieth and Smith, and then rotate one of those guys to be with Connors a lot. So we'll see how that works out. If hopefully it does, because I'm in some. I put a little bit more money in the last major of the year. Got to spill a little bit.
Absolutely.
I'll even bring up a big name guy too. Just throw in there Scheffler. I think I'll be on him in some aspect this week. Obviously he's going to check off all my boxes for what I'm looking at. But the strokes gained, par 4, he's second in the field over his last 50 rounds. Birdies are better, gained first. Strokes gained total first. Bogey avoidance fifth. So everything checks off. The miscut last week, I'm not really looking into that much as I was with JT. It's a little different. I think Scheffler's game travels here more, so I do like him this week. And I would say just either an outright or a top 10 category. Nothing much.
Top
you can
10.
maybe a matchup. You can, if you like him over one of the other big time guys in the field. So
Top 10, man. I'm going to do both Scheffler and Xander top 10 without the outright. So if you got an outright on one of those two guys, that should make you very happy. I've been really
Xander wins again. Good luck.
I'll be shocked if Xander gets up there again. But
That'd
man,
that's
his
why
recent form.
I can't touch the outright with Xander. But I've had such good luck taking these guys that are at the very top of the odds board that I really, really like, that I just am scared to take outright because I hate to invest in guys that are 15, 16. I just really don't bet anyone under 2,000, generally speaking. So I take those guys that I really like, that I have too low of an outright price on, and I bet them top 10. And that has a ridiculously high hit percentage for me. So those two guys this week are Scheffler and Xander, man.
Yeah, you got to always think it's incredibly hard to hit an outright. That's why those odds are extremely high. So always try to, get better odds and better percentages of hit rates. So I like that top 10 play there. I'm actually on him as well for a top 10. Spieth plus 180 for top 10, and then if you want to go Rory at plus 100, I think that's a little low or a little high. But I haven't bet that one yet. I bet Spieth and I bet Scheffler.
You know where I think people should bet Rory if they're really interested in him? Big shocker that I'd say this is first round leader. You can find something a little over 2,000. Or if you want to be crazy and you just think he's going to go nuts this week, bet him wire to wire. I've seen guys get 6,500 on that. I think I saw 65 or 85. That's still low, right? To go wire to wire.
Be insane.
I think Poston was ridiculous. 400 or 500 to 1 to do that.
That was ridiculous.
It really was, man. The one other guy talked about just real briefly, this is the last guy I really wanted to mention, is Webb. And Webb, I have shied away from betting him since the neck thing, but I can't ignore the history, man. Webb, T19, T30, T12, T37, T39, the last 5 Open championships, and he's was available at better than plus 200, T40. And then also Webb, we're talking about those U.S. Opens. What did he do? T35 at Erin Hills in 2017. And then Masters. Webb Simpson has really sneaky good Masters history. I think it gets brought up that week, and then everyone forgets about it. Last 5 Masters, T35, T12, T10, T5, T20 for Webb. So, dude, T40 on Webb Simpson this week, I think might be the safest bet in that market.
Yeah. I'll ask one last question, and I'll pivot one last point if you're playing DFS this week. once again, the live golfers are going under own.
They are.
They still possess, enough talent to compete. So the DJs, the Louis, even Bryson, Koepka, you guys can get different this week again if you guys play those guys. I will have a little bit of DJ. I will have a little bit of Louis. I have a sprinkle of Bryson. I think I have him in one lineup, and then I have Patrick Reed. So
yeah, I was gonna say you mentioned Reed.
Yep. So again, I'll ask you guys this: who's the highest? Who finishes the highest out of the live players this week?
Jeez, man.
Just pick one.
Gooch.
Okay.
Yeah. He needs to show something. It's so hilarious how he basically came out and said, "Oh shit, I didn't realize they were gonna suspend me for good. Now I got nowhere else to play."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's got to show something.
So Gooch, okay.
I don't know, man.
DJ's the answer, right?
Yeah.
He
loves playing there too.
I want to see a sleeper this week as answer. I just don't know how he's going to really play with the links. Yeah, I saw his top 40 at like plus 190 at some point. I don't think it is anymore. But that was insane. I saw someone's card at him at that, but
that is a huge fall from grace for answer.
Yeah. Like you got to stay away from Koepka. You got to stay away from Bryson. I mean, it's not even the fact he's on LIV now. It's like Bryson. I mean, why would you take him in the first place? Like it doesn't make any sense.
That scar on his hand, man.
That's right.
Bro.
It's insane.
That's going to take a minute. I mean, those numbers are crazy. But guys got to, it seems like in golf, man, guys get obsessed with just the actual number. And they're like, oh, my God, this number, it's so great.
Yeah.
Well, dude, there's a reason why they're trying to entice you with that number, man.
Yep.
There's a reason why they're trying to entice you to bet on that. Because they want you to fucking bet on that.
Right.
Like Bryson 80 to 1, it's like, whoa, like I gotta take that. It's like you don't have to take that. Like no one's making you take it. It's like you don't take that. So
I'd highly recommend that you do not.
No, definitely not. I think
now 120, 130, okay.
One last quick question. Does Tiger finish top 40?
Whew, man. I don't think so. I don't think so. And I'm kind of biased. I was telling a few guys this earlier today. I watched the Tiger HBO documentary last night. It's tremendous. I hope everyone out there has watched it. It's hard to remember how good he is. Can you imagine what golf Twitter would do if the same dude won back-to-back majors by 12 and 15 strokes?
God. Yeah.
Someone would have a hernia. They have guys fucking he's 2.5, 3 to 1. In the next tournament, plus 300 to win. And insane. That kind of goes over our head just how damn good he was. But in that documentary, too, they showed the goddamn pictures of the crash. They showed, his leg. Like, man, he's going to have to show me before I bet on anything other than maybe made cut. But I'm still not betting on the big cat. Because you know what, man? I'll be stoked if he does anything. So I don't need that financial investment. I really don't.
Yeah. Perfect. I agree with that. That's what I just have fun watching the dude. Like that's all you really got to do. It's like people are like, "Oh, let's take him to make the cut." Like it's really not that deep. Like just have fun watching.
No,
that got juicy. It was like minus 165 for him to make the cut. So people were hammering that. Yeah.
Oh my God, minus 165. You should not bet anything in golf minus 165, y'all.
No kidding.
Don't do it. So
all right.
That's it, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We gave you some outrights. We got some placements, some DFS guys that we're targeting this week. So we appreciate you guys tuning in. We will let you guys know on the next few tournaments. We might wait until the posts of the playoffs to get a little bit more streams going. But we will let you guys know. As always, appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll see you guys.